Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and this process video is for Spiegelmom Scraps. And right there is my code, Miranda15, to save 15% off of all of your purchases through there. So I decided this time to do a traveler's notebook. In this particular traveler's notebook, I decided I am going to use all of my daughter's everyday moments. She likes to steal, I'm putting steal in quotations, our phone and take pictures of her selfies and use the little anime little things that you can do on there. Like this particular one, she was a raccoon. In this picture, I've got ones of her being a seagull and just her spunky everyday self. I decided to take some of those moments, instead of doing 12 by 12 layouts, I'm going to dedicate this traveler's notebook to her for all of those everyday spunky, her journey through her kindergarten year. So all of these pictures that I'm putting in here is her kindergarten year. And I dabbled into covering up both sides of the traveler's notebook. This is the first layout that I'm putting in there, and I was a little off. I should have made my one paper just a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I don't mind that the background color, that teal, is popping out with it, because by the time you get done looking at it, it's not too bad. But I learned a little bit more about using the traveler's notebook, and I should have just made that one piece just a little bit wider, and it's okay because it was on the cover. I know I've had in the past where I've had to pay attention to when I closed the traveler's notebook to make sure that when I would close that nothing was on that crease. So I'm still learning. And I am taking my How to Kill the Kit with Style. It is the Twilight collection, and I'm using that whole collection for my layout today. Here I am, I'm fussy cutting. I took one of the papers that had a bunch of florals on it, bigger florals, and just cut them out. And while I am fussy cutting, I want you to know that you go ahead and go over to the shop. Make sure that you use my code Miranda15 for 15% off of anything that's in there. It's got cut files, shimmers, of course sequence mixes because it's Spiegelmom Scraps, and free cut files, all sorts of good goodies over there. So make sure that you go ahead and go check out her shop. This time around, I will show you in the process video, but I am using 3 different sequence mixes. One is Peachy Keeny, All American, and Morning Dewdrops. And the shimmers paints that you see at the end is from my stash. And because I happened to check and it's not on the website, so I'm sorry about that, but it's in my stash. She has tons of shimmers in her collection as well. So here I am, I'm doing all my layering to my picture, and I don't do too much layering on this one because that flower is going to be my focal point. And let me tell you, I know I've said this all month long, but Twilight and their embellishment pack there, good lord, huge. Just huge. So I hope that you guys all had a great weekend. This is going up on Monday, of course, so I hope you guys had a good Monday. And if you're watching this on Monday, I hope that all the fathers had good Father's Day yesterday. If you're watching this any other time, I just hope that you had a great weekend. I get to have a blast. I am heading to NYC. If anybody doesn't know what NYC is, it's New York City next on Friday. I'm flying out Friday, and I come back Monday. I am super duper excited. And while a friend of mine and I are going, and while we are getting our itinerary down, we found out that it's Pride. I'm talking like the big New York Pride parade that they have for the summer. is on Sunday. So I'm actually excited. I'm excited for the experience because I watch my guilty pleasure. I will admit I am a huge Bravo geek. So when it comes to Southern Charm, Million Dollar Listing, The Real Housewives, or whatever, I watch them all. So I know a lot of where The Real Housewives of New York hang out, Million Dollar Listing. Our hotel is in like 2.5 blocks from one of the offices for Million Dollar Listing. Like, I've looked this up. This is like, I may be a little bit obsessed, but I'm ecstatic because this is my first time going to NYC. It's something that growing up, my family never traveled if we couldn't travel by car, and it had to be at least no more than a 12-hour way. So obviously couldn't get to NYC. And traveling from Europe and all over in Europe, I'm traveling. When we got back to the States, I'm going to go see these cities and stuff that I've been wanting to get off my bucket list. It's being done. So NYC is one of them. Okay. So to get back to the layout, here I am. I'm putting down my embellishments. That little peach there is You're a Peach, and that's my title. And I do put the radio down because she sings all the time. All the time. She sings all the time. And I have a couple of stamps. There was a little 42-cent stamp and like a 25-cent stamp. I do put that in there. And I get out the stickers here. I'm getting out the stickers and everything here. And there was this ribbon that came in my kit. I'm not quite for sure where, if it's to this collection or if it was something else that Christina threw in, but I used it for my tag there, and I placed a bunch of sequence mixes. You'll see me put that in there after I get to that point. And I think, yep, here comes the stickers now. So I placed a little sticker up there that's called Happiness. And then I get another one that says Live Today. And that goes down at the bottom. And I placed on the banners, Remember This Always, Adventure. And then I placed a bunch of the they look like crosses, but I turned them into plus signs. And there are the sequence mixes. I had to like stop the camera, quote unquote, because I wasn't quite sure which sequence mixes that I wanted to go with on this, because I have a lot of her sequence mixes. They're amazing. I love using her sequences. She always has different styles in there, a bunch of different sizes and all that kind of stuff. And I am placing all the glue dots where I want to place all the sequence mixes. And I'm placing them all down. And I put this sequence right in the middle of this flower. I thought that it worked out perfect. I doubled it. So I used one of the big clear ones and then another colored, like a peachy pinkish color in the All-American kit or sequence mix. And place that. And then I'm just placing all of these other colors all over. So I pulled out like the navy from All-American. I pulled out some wood grain, the Morning Dewdrops. Obviously the Morning Dewdrops are just like white, whatever, white clear pieces. And I pulled out some florals, the flower little sequence that she has in the peachy Keeny. They're just all over. And here I am. I'm doing my splatters. And I do know that you'll see my journaling. And I'm almost done here with this layout. So make sure that you go over to the shop. Check everything out. Again, I will have still shots at the end. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get all notifications. And I hope that you enjoy the Traveler's Notebook. And I will see you next week. Bye!